Okay. Let's go with the second one. There was that one Haachama video. By the way, I've seen that before. Who is Haachama? I've heard the name so often, but I'm not really sure if she is part of Hololive or not. Okay.
Welcome back to Weeb Advice. On today's episode, we have a special guest. Please welcome the one and only Akai Haato. Akai Haato is a lovely tsundere high school student who loves to play difficult games
Well,
and engage
strongest
with the
idol for a reason, yeah.
as part of the first generation and one of the most say-so and experienced idols of Hololive. The meaning of her adorable name is Red Heart. That's why Hato-sama has such a big heart for everyone, and we can see in her cute original say-so song called Red Heart. But her story takes place a long time ago. Back in May of 2018, Hololive was just starting creating their own brand of VTubers.
This video has a lot of
Cover
sarcasm
doing
in it.
auditions for the first generation of Hololive, and between them, Akai Haato, the tsundere high school girl. If we take a look at the applicants, there she was, the one who brought Akai Haato to life.
Actual high school student, okay.
In a moment. Since her debut,
Was an
Hato-sama
actual,
has been able to
okay.
produce content playing the most say-so games ever.
He was 16. Wow.
Is Minecraft and Tetris.
Around this time, she also had a special program called Morning Radio where some crazy stuff happened.
Why Japanese people?
The content of Hato-sama is very much what you would expect from a say-so high school student, and as mentioned before, Haato has covered a lot of say-so songs as the proper idol that she is, and if you want more proof of her idol features, she also has done some say-so dancing,
underaged, okay.
and a lot of say-so interactions with the Hatongs.
I think that would be really, really difficult to have underaged ones in the EN.
You could see her doing some say-so ASMR.
Not really a good thing.
By all means,
Too many
she's a
DJs
pure
out
idol
there.
that loves to do say-so things and treat her fans properly. The 2nd of June 2018, when she was just starting out, she mostly was doing streams by herself, but then a wild Matsuri appeared to help her out. They even made a collab song back in the day. With Matsuri, Haato was able to be more comfortable being with other members.
Aski's old model. Right?
She also has collaborated with Fubuki in
Yeah,
Minecraft streams, and has
that
done
wasn't
collabs
really a
with
good
other
one.
Holo members such as Luna and Wathame. And with the Psycho Sheep, she had a love story with some level of stalking on Minecraft. Or flirting with Canada. Or doing 3D collabs with Kaicho. In addition to that, she also has a say-so boyfriend who is kind of shy to the chat but a nice guy at heart. But we haven't heard of him in a while. Who knows what has happened to him? Anyways, as well as her boyfriend, we know that Hato-sama can be shy too. For example, one of these situations has happened with her senpais because she respects them a lot, and I guess that being one of the youngest members played a big factor on that, such as the time when she was in front of a goddess. And we shouldn't forget that Hato-sama has a lovely friendship with Sarah Hoshikawa. Hoshikawa is one of the ancient relationships that Hato-sama has, and as a fun fact, she
who
also
is that?
auditioned for the character of Akai Haato. But don't worry, she is doing fine in Nijisanji. But being one of the youngest members on Hololive and a Japanese girl studying abroad has some struggles that Haato had to deal with. She was always trying to find ways to improve her Japanese and English. She made some streams learning some kanjis, and at the same time, she tried to interact with her viewers in English from
Let me ask a question here, something that you also, she auditioned to be Akai Haato. Is that, was that at that time, or is that still so, that I don't really know how you call the person before getting the character, but that the person who plays the character or gets the one doesn't have any influence on that. Is it just like, here, this is something that you can have and you audition for it? Or is it more like, hey, we want to have a new group come to us and we work something out, a new character, something like that? At the time, auditions were for specific models. Now that isn't true anymore. Okay. Nichi JP seems to be doing okay. Yeah, I mean, Nichi JP is... I mean, they have another work culture as we have, right? So, whatever.
Time to time.
Hey, come on! Aha! You dead.
But before going furthermore, we need some context of her before the Hololive arc. The
That
Philippines
will-
arc.
that
Before
would be a
being
great
an idol,
clip.
She was studying abroad in the Philippines, in a high school that, according to Haato, looked like a jail where she couldn't go out because she was underage. Well then, she got hospitalized and she wasn't fluent enough to make an English casual conversation. Because of that, she wasn't confident enough to socialize. And during lunch she had to fight against flies to protect her food. And one time, she ate a cup of ramen with a toothbrush. What a badass. On top of that, she couldn't sleep well and had to be aware of thieves and scammers. But nothing of that mattered to her, because she loved the sugar bread during breakfasts and she could make friends in the first week. Oh, and she loved Jollibee too. But jokes
Why was she in the Philippines? Did I miss that part? Why she was there? If you know that, please tell me. She was studying there, okay. That sent her there to toughen her up. School, okay. Aha, so she studied in two different countries abroad.
aside,
Okay.
she will always recommend the Philippines for tourism and studying.
フィリピンは旅行にも留学にもおすすめの国だから。
Haato is someone really committed to what she wants and takes the best out of any situation. But to get more in depth about her struggles, we have to go to the Australia arc. Long story short,
Okay, and that's
she
the
said,
one that
"I
you
want to
told
see
me about."
kangaroos." And well, she went there. She lived with 3 homestays and her experience with them was kind of chaotic. Especially in terms of food, there was no food. Because of that, she was forced to survive with energetic drinks and kimchi. Oh, and I forgot, she also had to learn to cook. On top of all, there were some kids that made fun of her English.
Her English skills are terrible. と言われたこと。
While she was studying in Australia, she was recruited by Hololive. After some months studying there, September of 2019 arrived. Around this time, she was achieving 100k subscribers, and to celebrate that, she took advantage of the school holidays in Australia to travel back to Japan. She
Whoa. Let me go back there. What? Huh? How did she, huh?
と言われたこと。
While she was studying in Australia, she was recruited by Hololive. After some months studying there, September of 2019 arrived.
Okay.
Around this time, she was achieving
Okay.
100k
So
subscribers, and to
a few
celebrate
months
that, she took
after
advantage
she
of the
joined
school
Hololive.
holidays in Australia to travel back to Japan. She made a cover of a Seiso song in a stream, thanking everyone.
ありがとう
And the
She did
Seiso
the same with the
cover
Christmas
song was the
holidays,
big
where
heart
she
that
made
we
a
just
Filipino
listened to,
lamb,
right?
Haachama, sang some carols and ate a lot of noodles to the point of almost vomiting.
I ate a lot of noodles. I was nearly vomiting.
And don't forget that she participated in the first Hololive Fest, but all of this was just the calm before the storm. On January 25, 2020, she made the last stream before returning back to Australia. Now in Australia again, she stayed in a better homestay.
いやー、今、オーストラリア now.
And then it happened. March of 2020 happened. Wow. You really had a tough journey, Haato-sama. Well then, now let's check what the chat is saying.
So she was.
Haachama,
Okay.
who is her? Do you know who they are talking about? Haato, where did you go? When March of 2020 came in, Haato
I understand. So she was going back for school, but then COVID was there and everything hell broke loose, and she had to stay in Australia and couldn't go back home. In these more or less like terrible conditions where she was at families who didn't really get food on the table, something like that, right?
got stuck in Australia due to lockdowns, so she had to live with no 3D streams. With bad internet, she couldn't stream properly, and of course, it was hard to make collabs. And you can check that most of her streams were at 720p at the time. Her arc development was at the abyss stage according to Joseph Campbell, and when everything seemed doomed to the arc development of Akai Haato, a hero appeared to save her.
What?
As part of the first generation and one of the most crazy idols of Hololive, Haachama is an eccentric high school student who loves to make insane short videos to brainwash the Seiso Haatons. But let's try to give some context. Previously, we have seen little signs of Haachama prior to 2020, but they weren't that relevant. On March 13th of 2020, she made a stream playing Getting Over It, which is funny because Haato played that same game on her first streams, but Haachama did it in a particular way, using her feet.
これ一旦ちょっと自分の足の匂いは
Okay, so because she couldn't stream much, she wanted to. She just created a new character out of nowhere, out of just. At that point, she lived with her grandmother. Okay. But nevertheless, she just decided to have another character out of the blue and just go with it and be completely like the personification of brain rot in that thing. At least from this comment, what I'm seeing here. Okay.
嗅いでみましょう。くんかくんか。
And since then, the Haachama arc started to gain traction, or to be more specific, her basement quirk started to manifest more often on stream.
初めて眠った夜はなんか上からなんか虫が降ってきたの。
A month after the feet incident, Haato forced Haachama to do a press conference about it, and this is an interesting plot point for her journey. Haachama is a genius in transmedia content. To make it simple, transmedia is a narrative that you can follow through different platforms and at the same time, involves the audience to participate in. So, why is Haachama a genius doing this? Well, the narrative started when she was sniffing her feet and then, she did the press conference to confess the truth about Haato's feet. She asked for feet videos to the Haatons. And everything went crazy. The insane videos won't stop coming to her, and we all discovered that a lot of the Haatons are really talented. This amazing event happened on May 17th of 2020, but little we knew that all of this was just the start of Haachama's journey. Since then, the usual content of Haato started to make
lol. Oh my god. Oh, so she, okay. So she really understood what the people wanted.
some strange changes, starting off by the cooking streams and the so famous gyozas. Haachama also infected the singing streams in every game she played, but that wasn't enough for her. She added her own content, like insane short videos of her showing off her wisdom.
You don't need to study English because you are Haachama.
And a lot of parody songs with some level of foreshadowing. And with every video, she became more and more unstoppable. She created the Haachama Sunday, where a lot of the stuff happened and the Haatons were, in most cases, the protagonists with their videos or talents. We would see a lot of video contests, Minecraft contests, skills contests, cooking contests, and even hentai art contests. But if I have to choose one of them...
Okay, so... But I honestly think Haachama is an actual personality and Akai Haato was just to say so. Yeah, I mean, I also think so without knowing her. That seems to me like just going back to the roots and killing your alter ego that you have invented. Because, you know, being chill and friendly is something everyone can do, or at least act out. But being crazy and having crazy ideas and just being all over the place, that's not something that you can act. Not a lot of people, at least. And that was a wild moment of VTubing, yes. Yeah. She's super creative. The Infinity arc is nuts. It was wild watching it live. I mean, yeah, for me, it's just like...
and cursed contests from Haachama. I would say that it was the Dirty Room contest. I mean, I don't have to explain too much about this one, but we have to remember that Haato was still living inside of her. That's why we saw a lot of streams where Haato was the main focus, but the next day, we...
Another question. These are not two different models, but two different outfits that I'm seeing, right? So she uses the one where she has the school uniform for Akai Haato, and Haachama uses the more normal looking one, the usual looking one, right?
We would see Haachama, or in some cases, we would see them
We
both
understood
in the
how the
same
internet
stream.
works,
The other Hollow
yeah.
members noticed this change, but even them couldn't understand her greatness, so she started to spread her knowledge with them. And with that mindset, she showed off to Luna and Kanadin her cooking skills. But all was a plan of Haachama to steal her bodies by a limited time during her 2D model update stream. Even the psycho sheep couldn't understand completely what she was into.
Generally, yes, but not always, okay.
And if we talk about one of her best friends, Hoshikawa was also afraid of her.
Haachama
The one-
or Akai Haato. Maybe Akai Haato is my friend. Yeah. Not Haachama. I don't know her. I don't know Haachama.
But more importantly, she infected every Hatten with the Haachama disease. But don't worry, she took responsibility for that. The master plan and
What
mindset
the-
is that if everyone is infected, there is no one to say sorry to.
まともに謝る気はありません。
And finally, during all of this months of 2020, Haachama gained a lot of power, so much power to finally unleash her 100% of power and take over Hato's channel. And then it happened.
So much
September
power,
9th,
100% of
happened.
power.
On that day, humanity received a grim reminder. The first rule to understand Haachama is that you don't. And as proof of that, the name of Hato's
Haato
channel
mostly
changed
shows up
to
for
Haachama.
late Minecraft
1
channel.
month later, Haachama was so powerful that she got enough EXP to evolve to her true form. On the 26th of October, she showed us her new appearance. 2020
That was introduced with the change from her channel name, right? So she really is going for a completely new, more or less new concept in that, right? And this is the princess outfit that you mean, Haato-chan, right? So this is Haato-chan, or? Haachama is everything else aside from the streetwear. She uses male voice with the streetwear. What? No, that's her Chuni outfit. Ah, okay. Oh, goth lolly. Okay.
was Haachama's year to become stronger, but that was not an easy task either. Haachama shares the same body with Haato after all. Being in the middle of a global health situation and stuck in Australia has its pros like Haachama's awakening, but this also was Haachama's way to deal with limited ideas to work with. And to make this even worse, Haachama's persona was locked on by Haato's persona, so the transition from Haato to Haachama was a long road to walk. From my personal perspective and interpretation, she appeared because of Haato's struggles, because as the strong idol that she is, she awakened to protect Haato in her worst times, even though the way that she proceeded with her plan was kind of concerning at times. During this time,
You know, that's more or less the common description of multiple personalities. Like a lot of people get a second personality or more when they are in such a big trauma and stress that they cannot handle it themselves, and then it emerges. So that's an interesting concept to go with something so don't know how to call it, but yeah.
we also have to remember that Koka's journey was peaking, and then, the English branch appeared. Haachama was not the only one to know English anymore. All of that made her self-conscious about her identity on Hololive.
Haachama never really felt like her identity was all about speaking English, but she knew that back then a lot of Hololive viewers felt that way, that Haachama has like this English-speaking identity and that is her character.
This affected Haato and Haachama equally, and being in conflict with her place on Hololive and at the same time, having to deal with Haato and Haachama persona didn't make her journey easier. But as we mentioned, Haato is a genius making the best out of any situation.
So Haachama was like, I understand everything. Yeah, and she said, if that is so, then I will make use of this situation and opportunity and just go crazy and do whatever the hell I want.
December came in like a lamb, and Haachama
I mean,
returned
that's
to Japan
the right
after graduating
idea.
from high school in Australia. She was
There are
so
definitely
happy
more
in every
just
hat
two
and so
personalities in
proud
Haato.
because they can be pigs sometimes, but in reality, everyone treats Haachama as her daughter or sister. But that was not the end of her journey. Haachama became strong because of Australia. But when she came back to Japan on December 16th of 2020, that caused a narrative dissonance in the universe, making the old Haato regain her power. But Haachama was too strong already, so during early 2021, they fought each other to death, starting the Haachama versus Haato arc. But then,
Okay, she really has
at
a
this moment that we discovered that they share the same body.
storyline.
So Haato was still alive, with no more options. She had to make her disappear, and with a pro gamer move of her, Haato tricked Haachama to sing Faded, and little by little, Haachama started to disappear, until there was no Haachama anymore.
Meanwhile,
I'm still crying. I want Haachama back. Haachama? Who is Haachama again?
Huh? Am I alive? How is that possible? Chat, what's going on? Coexist? What's that? Oh, I get it now. Haachama cannot disappear. It is impossible for a universe to exist without Haachama and Haato. Haachama.
What the hell is
genius
that
of
kind of a
transmutation.
storyline for a
Created three
VTuber
hashtags,
secondary
and they
character
coexist. The
idea
fight ended.
thing?
They arrange an agreement to make the best content possible. Now, jokes and lore aside, her journey is one about self-understanding. Haato has shown us how you can make the best out of any situation, while Haachama has shown us how you should be proud of your true self. And even if we have our own big flaws, we can try to have a sincere talk with our own selves to recognize them and improve them. And we can appreciate that in the lyrics of her second original song called Infinity, where the lyrics explore some details of her lore, but it's much more than that. It's a song dedicated to herself and to anyone who is in a similar position. A song about finding our own self. And if there is something that Haato and Haachama are similar to each other, is that both of them are truly committed to their goals. One of their dreams is to become a seiyuu and to make an anime or a movie. In that sense, the Haachama series is a way to train
That's
her
the reason
writing
why
and
she
voice
can-
acting skills.
why she can
but that's
do
not all. The
male
Babel Chama
impressions,
Tower
right?
was such a long and big project that she did almost by herself. And even if YouTube tried to censor her and had to go on hiatus on multiple occasions, nothing of that stopped her from creating more content. In addition to that, she also wants to improve her English to be worthy of being part of Hololive and Zero. Because after all, she was the first one in Hololive to interact with English speakers. She was the one who envisioned the international bridge. And if we consider that Coco was the one who built that bridge, Muna the one who made it popular among the Holo members, Haato and Haachama were the masterminds behind the blueprint of that bridge with the English community. Because we must remember that Coco was inspired by Haato to audition to Hololive.
私でもそしたら頑張ってもいいんだっていう場所をねなんていうかこれもしかして私もそういう場所に入りたいなと思わせてくれたのはじゃなくて赤いハート先輩だったんですよ。
And as a funny fact, who would have thought that Haachama would have inherited the Reddit meme review? Who would have thought that someone that didn't even know what a meme was a year ago would inherit such power?
It's a meme. What's the meme?
But as we know, after 2020 and everything that she had to confront, her body was
What a
strong enough to inherit
storyline.
such responsibility. And now she is the new host of the show, and we know that when a new host arrives, a new universe of possibilities for content creation appears. Because at the end, Coco and Haachama share the same objective, being a symbol of entertainment. Haachama is the idol that is so committed to everything she does. The one who is committed to improving her English, committed to improve her cooking skills, committed to be a seiyuu, committed to improve her
Hey,
writing
same
skills,
microphone as
committed to
I'm
make an
using.
anime, committed to be the best idol, committed to be an entertainment symbol, and above all, committed to be the best version of herself. That's the essence of Haato, Haachama, Lalachama, Red Kun, Godchama, Arachama, and any other persona that is residing inside of Akai Haato, the strongest idol ever. Wait, my mistake. The most committed human to be the strongest college student. That's just her.
Wow. Okay. I mean, yeah, we were going really fast over everything. in this video. So it was a little bit hard to understand sometimes because the time skipping was really big in some instances. But nevertheless, that were just 2 years, right? And this video is, we are currently in 2025 and it ended in 2020. So what has happened in the last 5 years if so much has happened in the first 2 years?